All right, there we go. We're back live. Hey, everybody. I can see we have almost 20 people live at the start of this stream, which bodes well because hopefully we get more people to pitch in with their ideas. Welcome to today's, what is going to be our, 10th or 11th? Yeah, the 11th stream going live with our fun idea of making our bar or the nautical bar. So, hey to everybody in the chat. Hey Jeff, hey Vladimir, Ansari, Satish. Let me just open up really quickly some of the folders that I have my ideas for. Nautical bar. All right, that's good. All right, so let's see where we are. The last stream that we stopped, or when we finished, we pretty much made the base for our shelf for the bar. We created the inside of the bar. We made the front of the bar to have that swayiness. We put in some details for the floor, for the boards. So more or less now we have a more of a wooden interior, or what is eventually going to be a wooden interior. So far it's just gray interior, but what we are missing here is the placeholders for all of these tables. So we're going to have to decide what kind of a table we want to have on the inside here, plus something for the outside. Now originally when we started making out this thing, what I had in mind was to make this thing into like a walk-in bar that you would have on a street or something like that. But then I got to thinking that if I actually do it like that, what I would have to do is make it so this is more about having a bar that would be within a city environment, and that kind of makes it dull for me because it will not make it anything that would be more unique. So what I have in mind is now convert this thing to be more of a beach bar. So I want to make this thing on the outside be something like a place where you can, basically a deck. You can just sit around, have some fun, and then put this whole thing on some pillars and make this into a beach. Maybe make the environment have some water and some trees around, some sand, stuff like that. So basically what you would find on a beach somewhere, something fun, something unique. But we'll see how that thing unravels. For now, in this stream, what I have in mind is I want to do something to this top part, because as it is right now, it's really bare. I have no idea what to put up here. So I was thinking about, well, I know for a fact that I want to make something that you can sit around on this deck here. So we're probably gonna put some handrails around here and put some seatings in here. And what I had in mind was basically make something that would cover up this top portion of our balcony here, but make it something like a ship's sail, something with that theme in mind. So we'll see how that thing goes. For now, I just want to finish up really quickly the bottom here. I want to give it some windows, something probably like what we already created for this piece right here. So on this side, this really has that look like you would find this thing on a boat. So let's quickly go in and add in some of those, just find where, yeah, our walls. So now let's choose where we want to have those windows, and where we're going to have to add in those holes for the windows. So what I'm going to do is select just one of these windows and make a copy around here. All right, great. Now, no, dude. This is gonna be the Jeff. This is gonna be the second floor. There is not gonna be. Well, the roof is actually gonna be in here, but this is gonna be a second floor. So you can actually go up the stairs and sit around and do something on the second floor. And this container here, initially I had in mind to make it into some sort of a kitchen, so you can actually like sell food and stuff. Yeah, but first, let me just go in, and in here, I want to quickly add up some holes for our windows. So in order to do that, move this thing in. All right, now select this thing, move it downwards. Like that, but now I have to make sure that this thing covers up nicely. What the hell is up with this music? All right. Really, no. All right. I guess this is better. Oh, actually, you know what? You're right. We might actually need to add in some toilets, because a bar without a toilet is going to be a problem. And I did not think about that. Plus, we don't have a kitchen on the bottom. On the bottom, the only thing that I have is just this bar here. So this is just the drinks. So if I make this thing into some sort of a kitchen or whatever, this is out of the question to make it into a toilet, because you cannot basically make a toilet above your seating arrangement. That would be a problem. So what I could do is, for this, let me just quickly test something out. So if I select this thing, no, this thing, and drop it in. No, that's gonna put the lighting. Oh, here's a problem now. Where the hell do we put the bathroom? All right. Okay, so we have the seats in here. That's fine. That's okay. All right, screw it. We'll find a way. If nothing else works, I'm just gonna add in one more container on this side, so it's gonna be like separated out of the main object. We'll see. We'll deal with it. For now, what was I doing? Ah, yeah, the walls. All right, so bar walls back. Move this thing to the back a bit. Nope, actually that's fine where it is. It's gonna have an interior for that wall, so let's move this thing downwards like so, and I'm gonna have to have something that's gonna be in between this thing and this window. So for now, I'm just gonna put in a filler. I can go to the side. I don't need you at the moment. Alright, so it's fine over there. Move it up front and just into the back, so. And later on, when I do the fine detail pass, we'll put in some details on this connection that will make it so that this thing doesn't just look like a box. Just put in a very dark color for it. Very dark color is not dark enough. It's gonna be black then. Right. It's fine like that. De-isolate. So now what we want to do is select all of those elements. Put it there. Make 2 copies, 3 copies actually. So now we need that one, and that one, or that one. Oh, nope, we need that one. So select just the top, move it downwards. Hey Shinoda, welcome back. So move this thing to the side like so. Now the thing here is that we are missing this link, so that's gonna be a bit of an issue. You can see that thing happening on the other side as well. So not a big issue, but we'll just have to put in something in there to fill up that hole. There we go. Oh, hey, what the hell? Why do I have this thing doubling down? Alright, so you're gonna need it. Now for this, what I'm gonna do is select the edges that I actually do need. Cover up that hole, like that. Maybe with this one, like so. Hold on shift and just move it upwards. Or just to make it really easy for me and I don't end up with a cleanup job, do it like that, add in one edge where I don't need it. Now, drop in here. Select everything that I don't need. Actually, that's all I need. That's the stuff that I need. So go in here like that. Delete. Alright, that's fine like that. It's fine like that as well. All right, I can actually work with this. How do you mean, is there a way to get back a previous render? So that's fine. Now for your image thing got corrupted. Well, the way to do it is that basically if you're using V-Ray and you've saved up your render, you can open up your history, and if you saved it up in your history, then your render is going to be available. Like for example, if you saved up anything in here, you can just double click and that will basically take back whatever that you were rendering previously. So you can see right here I have this thing saved up, so you can like zoom into it, zoom out of it, or whatever. That's another way to like retrieve a render. But if you don't have it saved up in your history, I don't know. All right, so let's see. If you want to control the burner or pretty much anything here, you have the options for the exposure control, the correction, just check out all of these buttons here. You have pretty much stuff for everything, and when you click it, you're going to get the options from the side. Jeff, I've tried out Corona, haven't worked with it too much, so I wouldn't really be the guy to be giving you stuff and, you know, explain stuff about Corona. Hey, no problem, Iliashi. See you next stream. All right, so now this is okay. It looks like a big gala for a ship. So what I want to do next in here is I want to do something for the door. Now for the door, I'm going to choose some sort of a ship door. So let's try ship door. For the ship doors, something like this, but what we are trying to do is make it so it's more or less functional as a bar as well. All right, now let's see. Nautical bar, no. That's a lot of doors. Alright, so let's try like this then. Nautical door. No, this is crap. I cannot do something like this. Nobody likes to go into a bar and have to step through something. Okay, wait a second. This makes sense. So it's a swinging door that can actually be opened up. It has those nice rounded ship-like windows. Hold on a second. I want to save up this thing. Go to desktop. What the hell is it? Door. Jeff, V-Ray is not hard to understand. If you have a logical way of thinking towards V-Ray, it's really not that hard. The problem is it has a lot of options, and if you just jump into it without actually know what you're doing, you're gonna have basically your train of thought. You're gonna think it's too hard. It's not too hard. It gives you a lot of control. That's all. Yeah, just like Matt said, it gives you a lot of control. You can control every aspect of it. So let's try and find something. Work. Article bar. I'm gonna second what Matt just said. If you can figure out 3ds Max, you can figure out V-Ray. Let's just put it that way. All right, while I'm looking for doors, I wouldn't mind if you guys pitch in with an idea that you might have. I'm just trying to find something that would fit in. Ooh, okay. I think this is a great idea as well. This is again, swinging door, but it has that window in the middle. I actually like this idea. I think we're gonna go with something like this. Alright, let's see what else we have. This is an interesting idea as well. So we can actually put in some reinforcements for doors. Having, why not? I don't see why not. All right, okay. All right, so this is where the door is gonna be. We are gonna try and go with something either like this or something like this. Matt, I can just say that when it gets down to finding tutorials about 3ds Max, there are not really bad ones and good ones. The thing is, you have a lot of people that are doing it on their own way, and they've learned from somebody that had a weird way of doing stuff. So in the end, you end up with a different way of working. So you might end up with less than optimal way of modeling. And so let's just take this thing and this thing, isolate both of these. So now I want to have this thing be an opening door. So for this, first thing I'm actually going to do is decide how tall this thing is going to be. So back to Google, trying to ask him how tall a damn door is supposed to be. Door size. Why are you always... Why inches? Metrics, yes. There's no one. Oh man, don't give me that thing with the feet and inches. I need metric system. I don't need the imperial system. Otherwise, I'm always gonna have to do that inch to centimeter thing. 32 inches. How much? How much is that? It's 81 centimeter. Well, what? I mean, 81 centimeter. Ah, that's the width. Height. God damn it. Door height. 8 high. Okay. So 80 inches, 203. Okay, 203, I can work with 203. Alright, so simple box though. So for the length, go 5. What's going on? Okay. So this is more or less the height for this door, and now I'm supposed to make it so it's swinging wide. Let's just do it like that. The height is fine, so go like that. And that. Alright, so now I need this thing to basically have a connection in the middle, like that. So it's going to be 2 doors. Alright, so. Oh, when we're at the point about talking about tutorials, here's a good question. Give me some ideas on what sorts of tutorials you would like to see. Like the thing with, it just said with the passes, that's a good idea. I can actually try to do something like that. What else? What else is there a tutorial that you guys would like to see, but it's really hard to find on YouTube? Alright, so we have the base for this. Now, heart-shaped objects. I've done plenty of tutorials about modeling hard surface models. You have to be more precise on what you would like to see then. Doors and windows modeling. You're actually right. I haven't really done doors or windows modeling because, well, I don't know. I have never thought that they were particularly hard to create. Just this. I want to get this thing row delete, so just 2 polygons left. Now, just various settings. That's not a bad idea. Although, when it gets down to advanced V-Ray settings, I would probably have to wait until I buy the V-Ray Next version of V-Ray. And, well, hell, I don't have the money at the moment because I had to spend on something totally different. So once I get V-Ray Next, I'm actually gonna do an updated V-Ray tutorial about everything. Like the last, I think that amongst one of the first videos that I created about V-Ray was how to set it up, how to work with it, how everything basically works inside V-Ray. And people liked that one, but that was for version 2.x, something like that. So it's been quite a while since I've made another one for that. And I would really hate to create. Oh, this is too much. That is gonna work. Yeah. Believe it or not, Kyle, I did spend it on something totally different, but again, it was related towards working, so it's not fun. If it was fun, I wouldn't have really cared that much for it. But since I spent it on work-related stuff, it's like meh. Read this and then make it on the other side. All right. So with this, how many sides is this thing on? So we have 1, 2, 3, way too much. Yeah, this can work. All right, so poly here, angle cut. Really? Do I have snaps on vertex? Yes, I do. the hell then? And there we go, just use that on as a helper. Delete. Well, Matt, I learned 3ds Max and V-Ray the hard way. I basically learned it on my own. When I was learning 3ds Max, it was pretty much YouTube was non-existent. Well, actually, YouTube was existent, but there was like no tutorials whatsoever. So I had to learn everything on my own. It was fun. It was different though. It was very, very different. So let's try it as something like around 3. Oops, a bit too big. Because it's going to be a swinging door, so let's try it like this. Move it inwards, like that. Yeah, that would work. There, one there. Oh crap, no, it's gonna work out. Well, most people that learned 3ds Max on their own, you can know just one thing about them. They probably are very, very stubborn people. Because you really have to be. Damn it, fine, 2. Alright, so now let's just make this thing so it doesn't break it here. And so shell it. 3, it's fine. And then edit poly here. Like that. Oh, no, you're not going to do this thing to me. Connect. Fine. Not slide, but just get it all the way up there. But remove that one. That way, no problem. Let's just make this thing plainer. Oh, no, not on that thing. Yeah, on the Y, that's better. And if I put in 2 edges in there, that should help with holding that form. And when I put a turbo split, this is going to break it to hell. I think. Yeah, on the bottom, it's fine. Actually, on the top, it's fine. The bottom is still not touched. Shinoda, I don't really like the 2018 version, and I'm really hesitant when I need to switch softwares or upgrade version. I just, damn it, just screw this whole idea with the modeling thing. Right, that's fine. It's gonna make this thing a lot simpler for me. I don't want to have triangles because triangles. Oh, hell no. No, fine. All right. Triangles are the bane of their existence. There. Fix that issue. that one there, that one there. These two connect like that. There. I no longer have to hate my light that much. So now when I show it, it's going to be a much better look. And I try to add in, yeah, see now everything is doing well. Everything's fine there. That's fine. Now this is my, that's going to be a problem. That's a thing going across. That shouldn't be hard. Just get one connection in there. Get two and pinch them apart like that. Now get that one and get that one. Control backspace. And this one here as well as the one at the bottom. Goes up here. So that one and that one no longer needed. That one. It is okay, so we can have another edge go on over there. It's gonna help us holding this here edge. There. There. Like that. All right, that should help with holding that edge. Wait, what is this? What do you mean circular jacuzzi modeling tutorial? Links do a lot of good things. So if you have something that you would like me to create a tutorial on, just leave a link on it. Like if it's a modeling thing, give me some reference on what you want me to do. Backspace for those two. One in there, one in there. All right, so now snap that thing in there. So it's going to be the same size there, go like that. So all in all, if we put a turbo smooth on it right now, yep, this thing looks swell. 2 iterations going to give us a much sharper look. If I want to get this thing to have this roundness, it's fine. If I want to have a more sharper turn or a sharper edge there, just move this thing more to the edge. It's going to make it so it's a lot sharper like that. All right, so and the isolate, that's going to be fine. Now here is my really good question, and that is what I had in mind basically when I was creating this thing. Oh, that's fine, shouldn't be a problem. When this thing opens up on the inside, how much space is this thing going to take up? So if it opens up, oh yeah, this is amazing. This is exactly where, as far as I have I had intended it for this thing to go. So it will not hit whoever is sitting there. Is going to have plenty of room to go around, so that's fine. Yeah, you know what? I've tried the ATILES plugin. I think I even have it. I'm just think the ATILES. Was it here or was it in the modifier list? Damn it. Whatever. Hey, tiles. I don't know. I think I do have it. Was that the one that you used for creating shingles and for roofs and stuff? Yeah, I know I've tried it. Although when it gets down to creating roofs and stuff like that. Congratulations, Mark. You just did the thing that all moms do on their children when they're young, and they tell them just pause your online game and you can go back to it when you're done. God, I love this. All right, so now let's make this thing mirror on the X as a copy. So now isolate both of these. Like that. Now for this, I want to have another piece in the inside that is basically going to have a glass. That glass is probably going to have to be split in the middle. So let's just do that here. So let's try to work for a circle. Like that. It's going to fit in just right. That's fine-ish. Put it probably on top of this thing. Hey Peter, hello from South Africa. All right, there we go. So we have that thing going on. Drop in a shell. Have some fun with this one. Put it in there. Now we want to have this thing as a metal overlay for the whole thing, so let's try with 5. That should give us some wiggle space on both sides like that. All right, so select both of these, drop in an inset. Hey Flory! So let's try with the 2. Now what I'm going to do here before I bridge those two together is detach this thing as a clone. So I just like this and this. So now when I bridge these, what I'm left with is this thing that I just detached that I can use on its own as a 1 centimeter thing. And this can be a glass for a window. But the thing here is that before I do this, I'm probably gonna have to make it so it's either gonna be a super helix script. Hey man, what's up, dude? You got up? Let's see. Hey, from rainy Poland. Free W67, man. I haven't seen you. I think you were with me ever since the first stream that was live. So, welcome back. Shinoda, what the hell is the super helix script? You just got home. Where the hell were you? If you just like, isn't it like 10:30 or a.m. over there now? All right, so now before I do that, yeah, it's 11:45. Actually, just go in and do one small insert, another one, and collapse. Hopefully they're getting a massage instead of a message. Otherwise, if they're getting a message, I'm really wondering what kind of a message they're getting. These edges, oh my god. There we go. Alright, that's fun. Alright, so we have the base for this, but you're right, it is almost Halloween, but if they get a message from across, it's gonna be a Halloween to remember. Oh, no, I can't do that. That's a shitty idea. Just manually move this thing downwards. Show the page, just move that thing upwards. And just don't complicate your life where you don't have to. Show the page. That's the best advice I can give everybody that's watching this stream live or watching up the videos. If you're working with 3ds Max and when you're modeling something, you get a crazy idea that you can do something that's going to be complex and it's going to make maybe work, just don't do it. Don't complicate your life. If you can do something the simple way, just do it the simple way. Don't overcomplicate your life. Like for example, I'm thinking right now is that if I leave this thing as it is right now, like this, the way that this thing would be made is I'm gonna have to leave this piece probably either attached to this door or this door. But the problem is that if I do it like that, when you just, god damn it, let me just do this thing like so. Now the problem is if I open up this thing like this, it's okay, it's not bad, but it kind of looks weird as hell. And this thing opening up would be weird as well. So what I'm gonna probably do is do what I just told you guys not to do, and that is complicate my life. And the complication in this case would be just make something here in the middle. It shouldn't be really that complex, to be honest. Yeah, I know it wasn't, but if you see it this way, this looks like a door that would be basically for going from one room to another, or maybe looking into the kitchen. And in here we have a door that's going to be basically the entrance to our bar. But you know what? For now, just I'm going to leave it like this. I was going to say another word, but then I remembered that this is live and YouTube really does not like me using different words. So yeah, we're going to stick with this one. It's fine like this. Yeah, that's the waiter door. And the only thing that I might add is I like these details that basically makes it so it's like created out of a different panel stuff. So I might do that. And it shouldn't really be that hard. Plus, it can give us the illusion that it has been reinforced. So let's just isolate it like that. And easiest way to create that, isolate this thing. Turn on turbo smooth. So, and no. Or just do it like that. Alright, detach, clone. Okay. That's one thing, two. If I, no. Actually, you know what? It's gonna work. I'm just gonna loop everything. There, and I'll just deselect these guys. Control backspace. Have it. Fine. This as well. And there we go. That's fine. It's better. One there, one there. All right. So with this, what I can do now is select all of these like that. Put an instead of, let's try 5 centimeters or 10 centimeters like that. That's great. Now another one that I want to do is select just that one, and that one. Chamfer it for another 10 centimeters with 2 edges. Like that. Alright, so here's what I'm having. I have an idea, just remove those and drop in a shell on top of this thing, but before we do that, just remove those two. Alright, so that's not going to screw up with the form that we have there, right there, and there. That. My shell. It's on. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if I take a look at here, let's see, when I want to add in now some edges to help. Oh, actually, you know what? Instead of going in and adding in all of the supporting edges for this geometry, I want to do something different. I'm going to do a smoothing group allocation and then get all the geometry to smooth based on the smoothing groups. Because if I put a turbo smooth on it right now, it's giving me something that's going to look really organic and weird as hell. So we're not going to be doing that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, select the ring, get all of these polygons, and these are supposed to be one smoothing group. So let's just do it one edge over here and another one over there. Ring, select, and now everything that needs to be a separate smoothing group, which is going to select like that. That one is okay, that one is nope, that's actually okay, and this one is not okay. No, there's no selection there. Okay, so select that one down at the bottom. All right, so now assign one smoothing group to these edges. So an individual smoothing group to everything that we selected. Now for the angle, choose something very small. Just give this thing a smoothing group of its own, this thing as well. So when we go down to Turbo Smooth, smoothing groups on, we get this thing to look just like we wanted it to be. But now we still have the problems on these edges, so easy to fix. Select that edge and this edge. The show end result, just give them their own smoothing group. This thing and this thing should have their own smoothing group, and everything on this side should have their own smoothing group. And why the hell is this thing giving me this issue? What the hell is the issue? Okay, really? If I add in two edges like that, is this gonna fix it? Or it's gonna screw up all of my smoothing groups? We'll see in a second. And damn it, what the hell? Why are you doing this? Yeah. One there, one there. Alright, I fixed that issue down at the bottom. Let's just quickly then add in some support edges on these guys. One there. Yeah, that's fixed. Just make sure everything's fine. Yeah, there we go. It's okay. One there to make sure that thing is really tight as well. One edge over there, another one there. Boom. Two more in here. So one there, one there. There and there. And Bob's your uncle. We have that. Turn around that whole. There we go. Like that. What I can actually do is just select the door. Shift Q or Alt Q, and again select that whole front. Detach. There's a clone. Is that? Yep, that's just the outer edge. Now select the border. Create shape from selection. Linear. And let's see if this thing is gonna work. But before I do anything, I want to save because, well, Max loves to crash. Now from here, drop a floor generator, and this thing will not work. Yes, of course it won't work because it's an open edge. All right. What the hell? Oh, there we go. So we have those as a problem. Nah, whatever. I'll find a way to get this thing done. So select the door. Oh, those edges. Actually, I don't. If it's gonna be like this. Yeah. I'm probably not even gonna need the Turbo Smooth on the door if this thing is gonna cover up the edges. Just give it a darker color. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. Yeah, Shinoda, I'll try it out with that way as well. Just wanna get this thing here as well. Copy it up. It's good. All right. But holy sh! This door needs to be a bit bigger, I think. Hold on. Stay here then. It's fine. I guess if you're taller, you better mind your head in here. But if you're taller than 185, so if you're like 2 meters tall, that's your problem. Yeah, see? Anyone past 6'5", please do not use that door. You're actually right. Let's just do this. It's a quick fix right now. It's going to be a pain in the different part of the body later. No, this is going to screw up the middle one. It shouldn't. Okay, all right, no problem. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Just select everything and move it upwards. Another Z, so Z will be another 20 centimeters. Everything's gonna be very, very punctual, so Z, another 20 centimeters as well. All right, select this, Z, another 20. There we go. We no longer screw up our middle part. There we go. There. All right, now it's accessible for tall people as well. So if you're tall, we're not discriminating against you anymore. Oh, another thing that I would love to have from you guys is a name for our bar. So start thinking about a name, because I want to have something hanging on this side that's basically going to have the name of the bar written on it. So start thinking about a name. What name would you like us to have for this bar? Ships Ahoy. That's not a bad name either. Oh, you know what? Delete this. Put 3 elements here. Mirror them on the X. Copy. Come on, more ideas for a name. Container Cantina. Nah. Container Cantina, to me at least, it sounds like a place you go to get food. No. Does not resonate well with me. Davy Johnson's locker. Let's see here, sir. Alright, that's fine there. Shipwreck. Oh, that's not a bad idea either. Shipwrecked. Yeah. See you, man. See you, Matt. Hopefully next time. Cheers. Thanks for joining us so far. All right, so it's... Oh, another thing. This is supposed to be a door. We have to have some sort of a handle for a push or a sign to tell people to push. Because people are done that way. But since I actually made this thing a bit taller, and think of it, what I'm going to have to do is select everything here and move this thing a bit up as well. So 20 centimeters up on this. Means this thing goes 20 centimeters up. Centimeters up here. one goes up 20 as well. Alright. You know what? Let's just do it like this. Both of these can be one element. No need to have them both as separate. Go up 20. And I'm not that vain, man. I don't need to put my name on it. Plus, this thing is not just mine. This is more or less of a team effort. Okay, so we have a door here, just that on with this goes on. Alright, so we have the door, we have some windows on the back side as well. I could find something to like fill up these holes in the middle. Those are gonna be easy fixes later on. Chummers, there's chummers. Those are all not bad ideas for me. They will be taken into consideration. Alright, so it's gonna be there. Oh, another thing that I do want to add is I do want to add one more window on this side so you can actually see the bar from the outside. There we go. So, and then very easy to do. Okay. So now we know for a fact that this is the bar. We can see inside it. We can we know where to go in from. It's fine. Here's the nautical. Kind of a bar. Well, not bad. It's Lapam Padura. It's me. How do you mean it's me? All right. Here's another thing. The stairs. I really do not want to have closed up stairs. I want to make it so you get plenty of light in here. So we're gonna have to find a way to make this thing. Thirsty Sailors. I like that one. That's actually not a bad choice for. I'm gonna have to write down some of these ideas later on. Oh, I just thought of something. I forgot to put my phone on silent. There you go. Hopefully this thing does not ring anymore. Oh, congratulations. Which one did you get? Did you get the professional one or the user? Nah, just go for this one. Actually, come think we're going to like update this thing. Just get this one. Actually, it kind of really depends on what you want it for. I had to get this one when I was teaching 3ds Max in ATC. I really didn't use it for that much else, but it's not a bad thing to have. Okay, so what else was I doing? What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was doing the idea about the what sort of an opening would I like to have here. So let's check it out. All right, so let's go and do it like this. Shed windows. All right, so this is what I'm looking at. So they have these circular windows, but this is really not going to provide me with way too much light. I like these ones. They're rounded at the corner, even though they're rounded. Even though they're squarish, they're rounded. So. Oh, but this is actually not bad at all. This can definitely be used. Wow, couldn't you make it any smaller? Jeez. Alright. Let's find us a nice look. How do you apply to for what? For the 3ds Max Professional thing? The certification? Just go over to Autodesk on their website and look for an ATC. That's an Autodesk Training Center. And with any ATC that they have in your area, you can go over there and take the test. Why are they just using so many small pictures? Jesus. See, this is what I had in mind when I said I want to have those angled windows. Basically, what we have here, even though ours are angled at a slightly smaller angle compared to what we have here, and they're angled on the outside, whilst ours are angled on the inside. Well, crap. All right, which kind of makes sense. Rotate it. Aha! I fixed it. But then we have a problem. To move it outwards to cover up that screw up like that. Oh, dude, they're gonna have a training center even in Saudi Arabia. Oh, Saudi Arabia, not South Arabia. I know that it was a few years ago. I actually did get. I was called by certain people that asked me if I want to go over there and do some of the certification programs. I did not go. But I'm pretty sure they do have certification programs even in Saudi Arabia. Fine. Now let's go and save us. And drop down to Twitch. See. token laggers below that. Man, you're full of good ideas today. Oh, and here is another thing. I think that this week I'm pretty much gonna finish up with a project that I'm working, so I'm probably gonna have a bit more free time. So I might start off a second stream. Actually, it's gonna be in the same place, but the second stream is gonna cover up another idea, or I'm gonna double up on this idea. So I might start streaming this thing 3 or 4 times a week. So it's gonna be more continuous. So it's gonna be either finish up this thing or break it up in 2 different streams. And one would probably be, or if I start off a second stream or a second idea stream, it's probably gonna be a bit smaller scale than this one. Because when this thing started off, I did not think this through, and when I started making I did not think how big the scale of this thing is going to be. Initially, this was supposed to be just a small container house, then it grew into a bigger house, and then a really big house, and then it turned into a bar, and now it has a lot of different things, and then it turned into a ship, and it keeps evolving. So yeah, we'll see. All right, so now we were talking about how come I cannot make this thing to the side? Yeah, this is okay, so each of these is gonna have, okay, I can use this thing for the top here. So I can have those circular windows up on this thing. So let's do it like that. Oh, you know what? I actually do have that circular thing. It's this thing. Let's just reuse it. No. I'm gonna move, isolate like that. Put it in there. Just make it bigger. Like that. Alright, so. Alright, that's better. Now. It's gonna have 1. Let's make it closer. You know what? What I'm actually gonna do is put it in between 2 of these bars, so I have to do a lot of cleanup later on. So there. So now, hold on Shift, move it in between 2 bars. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dude, if I cut the mesh using Boolean, I will delete my channel. All right, so. All right, isolate this thing. All right, now. Booleans are not a bad thing. And actually, you know what? In this case, it can actually work. Because the only thing that this is going to be used for is not going to have any thickness or whatever. It's going to be used as a wall. So I can go in and do this thing with a Boolean cut. But, well, I'm not going to do it that way. So what I'm gonna do is instead since I really wouldn't like to have people subscribe, I'm gonna go in here, select one of my corners like this, create a shape, a linear one, and now select both of these on the front. Go to compound objects, go to where is it? Shape merge, pick a shape, click on this thing. And nope, it did not go through. So it's supposed to be edge merge merge. Alright, let's do it right like this. I know for a fact that when it projects this thing, it can be a bit weird. So delete shape. Shape. Or not, fine. Then we're not going to do that. What was it? Which one was it? Why are you doing this? Shape merge. Let's just pick a shape. Why is it doing this thing? I'm supposed to project this stupid thing. So, okay, so let's go and Boolean interpreter. No. No. This is what makes me really pissed off. This thing sometimes works just fine, sometimes it doesn't. Let's try with this thing. No, this is not that page. Oh, come on, what the hell? No, another subtraction, no. All right, you know what? Let's do this. Actually, go back. Let's do it this way. One of the things that I already did in my previous tutorial that I did with the chair, I did the same thing and it worked, but in this case it doesn't want to work. So let's try and see again with the form. Wrap to no. It's not the shape. It should be shape merge. All right, pick a shape and just project. Okay, I'm not doing this. No. Today is not a good day for this thing, so I'm sorry. Just leave. What the hell? I just. Oh no. Did I move this thing? Why is this thing moved? Yeah, I'll see later on what the hell is going on here. I'm not doing it live on stream now. For now, I can leave those things, windows as they are. Let me just put in a few more on this side. So 2 more here. Just be an instance. So here. One in there, another one in here. That should give us plenty of light for the interior here. And you can probably just drop in some in here, but actually, you know what? I don't want to put anything in here because I might have something else in mind for this part. We'll see once I get to this part. All right, so for here, just do it like this. In there. You know what? That is actually not a bad idea. Once everything is finished, to export it to Unreal so we can just like walk around it and see how everything looks. That's not a bad idea. I might actually do that. So 3 on there. And 3 in here. And this can be more or less open up. Something like this. Some glass. Or some sort of open up glass so you can actually see into it. Might be kind of interesting. But we are really using these windows. Just put in a few more. This is gonna be something like kitchen, like we initially had in mind. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that can work. All right, let me just put this thing back here. That is fine. All right, now I want to model something because I'm getting tired of just dropping windows and stuff. All right, now here is another question for you guys. I'm thinking about what sort of tables and chairs we should put in our bar. So give me some ideas. Something that would go in well with this decor. Initially, what I had in mind was take this barrel as it is, like that. Just put it around. Something like this. Get this thing, mirror it on the Z. Copy, move it upwards. All right, something like this. And collapse. Swords and axes. Are you just like naming stuff that you like? Swords, axes, guns, barrels. Because that's the most American thing I've ever heard. So Yeah, I know that wooden tables look the best in bars, but here's the great thing about using the internet. You can find something on Google and leave a link in here. I can click the link, and right away I get to see what you guys are looking at. Move this thing out. Okay, so far, what I have, as an idea at least, is use one of these barrels like we have here. If I remove the base, it's gonna look like this. So if we take this thing and wait a second, I'm just gonna hide this thing. Hide our walls. What is this as well? This is the default ones. This is the Windows worst one. Alright, so we can actually see what's going on in here now. Alright, so now we have some sort of a table for this thing. Don't worry about the textures. This is far from being ready to be textured. At the moment, I'm not even doing this texturing. What I'm doing is trying to find how this thing is gonna work. Drop it down like that. Let's change this thing, one of these. And this guy, really open up this thing, move it up. This is really annoying. But since this guy has been with us since the beginning and he's chilling, just want to make it so it's really good for him. Looks like he's stretching a bit. Alright, so he's sitting comfortably in our chair or in our table. Just relax your hand a bit. This one as well. There we go. Honestly, this here is not even supposed to be about sitting around it. This is more supposed to be where you can just like stand around this thing. Yeah, see, the leg thing, this is what I had in mind for a place where you can put your stuff when you're like sitting around it. For example, let me just, where did that thing go? Alright, so if I take one of these chairs here and move it as an instance. there. So another one there. Another one over here. Another one over there. Oh, come on. No, just let me do the smart thing and isolate these things when I'm working with them. Just get very, very close because nobody's sitting on them. They just sit around like that. All right. Why does this thing? Okay. It's fine. What the hell is this? Okay, so it's somebody is following me. All right. So in the isolate. Yeah, see? So group my table. Okay, those. Move it one there as an instance, another one over here, one more over there, and oh, is this not enough space? Yeah, and 3 more copies there like that. Remove that one, remove that one. Well, it's a bar, man. What do you expect? People have been drinking. Now they're having some fun here, so everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Close this guy. He's chilling on the tables. Yeah, he can relax on this. I'm actually not sure if I want to put another table in here, because if I put that table in here, it's really gonna cramp up the space where you can just like walk around. And I don't want to have that thing happening because, like we said, we want to have people that are gonna be on the top where they're serving food, so it's probably going to be a waiter going up and down the stairs, the flight of stairs with food. So we don't want to have people with basically sitting in their place where they're moving. What is this? Oh, of course. So these are the holders. Let me just do this. Window covers. Window covers, so on. In different windows and doors. Move there and then get in. Right. Oh snap. Alright, just do this. Really quickly. I forgot to put these in their proper layer, which in turn makes it harder for me. Okay, this is fine. Much cleaner. This is yeah, the steel beams are in the best. just fine. Alright, we have something as a base for interior, which is not bad at all. Now I just need to do the same thing for the second floor. Let me just do this really quickly. Pretty sure it's gonna look not right. I have some things missing, but even as such, even if it's missing stuff, it's gonna be better to have some placeholders on the second floor. Probably gonna want to have some different types of seating arrangements here, which would be more towards food or eating, opposed to like the one on the bottom where it's like drinking. So, like I said, really does not. Oh, I almost did a Control Z on creation that would have crashed Max. That's something to keep an eye on. Alright, so delete that. Save this. Alright, we're almost at the point where all the big things have been placed down or created, which is going to open up the second phase of our bar. And that is going to be adding in the small details. And that is where it's going to start getting interesting. Just quickly, very quickly add in one thing so I can see how this thing looks. And that would be open up this thing and drop in a cylindrical cap. Just go in, drop one material to it, same material to this thing. I want to see how this thing is going to look like. And it would work. Probably something like a very dark wood. And maybe cylindrical cap. Definitely not going to be this way, but see how this thing is going to look like when it has color. And just make it 90. And Thailand. Oh hell no. Yeah. Group. Not bad. This can have this tonality for it. The color can set up the tone. And if we put in some more dark wood around and have some nice artificial lighting, it's gonna get that really warm interior look that you get from wood. So it could be fun. This can work. All right. Now, what else do I want to do now before this stream is finished? So, all right, let's see what is the size of the new table. You see, I did have something like this in the reference images. Let me show you guys what I had in mind for something like this. This is not bad, but this is far-fetched from the theme that we're going for. Nautical bar. See, more something like this. Or even something like this. This will actually work when it gets down to actually eating. Not bad, not bad. Okay, let's check this thing one more time. You are design. Hey man, welcome to the stream. All right, so not a bad choice, but like I said, not a bad choice, but it's really out of place. If I put something like this in a bar, it's gonna it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I don't want to do that. But that's not a bad idea. Put some corner tables. Put some on the. Put some in here. Put some in the corners. Even down here. Well, actually, you know what? Since we already have this, why not try and reuse this thing on the second floor and see how that thing is going to look over there? Oh, you did? How come I didn't see it? I don't see any more links. This was the first link that I saw. Flory, I didn't think you actually did send the link. Maybe you thought about sending it, but you didn't. I see. If I put this thing like so, we're gonna have a way to fill up the top here, but it's really gonna be crowded because this thing is really big, really big. Put it like this and do like, I don't know, 2. Will it work if I do this thing? And how big is it gonna be? Oh, dear God, no. No, this is not gonna work. This is definitely not gonna work. Way too big. What the hell? Oh, it has 166 letters. You know that you can just go in Google, and when you open up any image, for example, if you want to open up this image and send it to me, what you can do is right click, go to inspect. It's going to open up just this thing, so you can right click on it, open up a new tab, and from here you can, holy crap, this is a long one. All right, yeah, but you can copy this thing and it's gonna put it in here, so try that way. But you know what? The idea about putting in a game room up top is not bad at all. Let me just see something. I think that when it gets down to doing a game room, oh yeah, I do have quite a bit of things that I've already modeled. But oh no. Not double click. I have to wait for Max to open up another thing. Alright, I'm gonna wait for that thing. The workspace is not that one, the billiard table. Yeah, just save this thing before something bad happens. And let me just try and merge this thing and see how this thing is gonna come up. So this is the size of a billiard table. I've done this way back. Put one in there. Oh, yeah, this was all geometry. Holy crap, this took quite a bit of time to make. Interesting. All right. So we can actually make this into a game room, because if it has this many or this much space, we can put in like two. Whoa! Hey, no. We can put in 2 or 3 of these billiard tables. We can drop down some tables for, all right, whatever. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, we can put in some tables for what is this, for poker tables? But again, who would go to a bar to play poker? That's just a bad design. Don't save. And that can definitely be something that's going to be worth looking into. All right, before I do that though, let's simply just go in here and create the floor. And for the floor, let's go. Take the line, a board, which layer am I working on at the moment? Go back to the default one. No. One there, another one there. There, here, close line, isolate, snap it there, there you go. Floor generator, again. Why is the floor generator not working for me today? What the hell is the problem? Maybe it's because it was down below. All right, so let's try it one more time. No? All right, so why is the chevron not working? It's only the center one is working. What about the herringbone? No? Alright, I guess some of them are making me some issues. Alright, doesn't matter. Let's put this thing here. There we go. Alright, so we can have some floor there. Alright, that's gonna work. Dude, don't worry. This is just so I can see what it is. When we get to, alright, I'm not gonna say when, I'm gonna say if. If we get to go to Unreal 4, this is not gonna go to Unreal 4 like this. And instead, this is gonna go in as a plane. And that plane is going to get its own material in there. It's going to have displacement and normal mass that will give it this look. For now, I just want to make sure that everything works just fine inside 3ds Max. And since we're going to be making this thing into a kitchen, and we have a door with something that's very similar to what you would call a waiter door, I'm going to reuse this thing. Oh, wait a second, this thing is missing. Is it done? Alright, let's do the same thing we just did here. So, delete. Attach this thing on the bottom and the back as well. Turbo smooth. Smoothing groups. This is gonna work. Like that. Just like that. Now let's again move it up there. As an instance event. If you notice, I keep putting in all the copies as instances just so I can make it easier on the resource for the PC. It's really not bogging down on the resources for when we are working with a high poly scene. If you have all of those polygons, it's going to be a bit of a problem. If you want to make this thing appear, just press 7 on your keyboard. This thing will open up in here. If you want to see more like except what you have in the whole scene, you can see also what you have just currently selected. If you want to see that thing, you go over to the plus, go configure viewports, and in here you have statistics. In the statistics, just click on total plus selection. This will open up. So whatever you have selected is going to show you how many polygons and verts it has, but also you can choose to have triangle count and edge count displayed here as well. If I put on triangle count and click apply, there you go, and I can see how many triangles we have in the scene as well as how many we have selected. I don't need triangles for now, so okay, apply, okay. That's a good door to have for the kitchen. People can see, or well, the waiter can see from here. Bring out whatever he needs to bring out. It's gonna be cool. All right. That's okay. Not this problem. Mirror on the X as a copy. Move it back. And not off the fact that this thing can cover exactly the same place. Alright, great. That's gonna work just fine. 7 million is a lot. Quite a lot. All right, so we have, let's see what we have done today. So open up my steel beams, that's on the inside, windows and doors up there, and bar walls up there. All right, not bad, not bad. This thing is slowly progressing, and we are starting to create stuff that we can see now. So I'm happy with how that thing turned out. What is this? Just switch. All right, no worries. So we can take the doors. What is this one? And put these into the windows and doors like that. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this thing gets lit up. We're gonna have some recessed lights. We're gonna have some lights shining from the top. We're gonna have quite a bit of different lighting scenarios. Plus, remember that we have an open environment all around us, so it's gonna shine up quite a bit of light into it. So it's not gonna be a very dark scene because this is one of those night bars. So yeah. I'm not expecting anything about the poly count for the finished project. I have no idea how big this thing is going to be or how we're going to do it. But if we start getting into running into some troubles, we're going to see how to optimize certain things. All right, so I guess that would be it for today's stream. Time is up. We've been streaming for over 2 hours now. So I guess next time we're going to continue creating stuff for the second floor, which was what I had initially had in mind for today, but we ended up creating some of the stuff that was for the walls, for the windows, and the doors, and stuff like that. So next stream, we're probably going to try and get something done for our top floor here. Maybe even turn it into a game room. But if we turn it into a game room, that will mean that we're gonna have to create some assets for it, like the darts thing or the pool tables and stuff like that. And we're gonna have to put something on the balcony here, some seating arrangements for the balcony, and make it interesting. All right. Like I said, I would like to thank everybody that was with me today. Again, this was fun. We had some interesting ideas dropped into the chat. There was some really cool ideas about how to name this thing, which I really did like. And next time, hopefully it's gonna be more progress. But as I can see, we're slowly moving this thing forward. So I guess until next time, everybody stay safe and keep learning. All right, bye-bye.